Okay, I am back, and this reading is going to be for, well, the remainder of this week through the Thanksgiving holiday here in the U.S. I think Canada already had theirs, so I'm going to do as I usually. I'm going to call in an archangel who's overseeing us for this week and for this holiday. And what's their message for us? Whoop, whoop, oh. Okay, they spilled out. Okay, so there's 3 that have come out here for maybe we just need a lot of help this week as we sit with our relatives for Thanksgiving. No. Okay, so we have Archangel Raphael with the message of angel therapy. Give your cares and worries to us angels and allow us to take your burdens. We have Raphael again with this message of breathe. Just breathe your way through it. And Michael urging us to remember who we are, okay? That you're a child of God, that you are very loved, and Michael's reminding you of your spirituality, your true essence, your true self in that card. So, when Raphael shows up with this card of breathe, it could mean that there might be some tense moments this week, or some very exciting ones where you just kind of have to take that time out to stop and catch your breath. It could be that it's just a busy week. So, the fact that it started out with this, give your cares and worries over to us, just says that we're going to be juggling a lot this week. A lot of us are preparing for dinners. A lot of us are thinking about our plans to get on the road and go travel for the holidays. So, but whether you're here in the United States for that, or whether you're somewhere out in the remainder of the world, it just says that this week is, what they're showing us is that there's just a lot going on this week. Okay, maybe there's a lot that you have to manage, a lot of details to be attended to, things like that. And whatever you're worried about, turn it over. Okay, and remember to take time out to catch your breath, or if there's a difficult situation or a tense situation that you're encountering, breathe your way through it and keep your attention on your breath, because that'll keep you in the here and the now rather than worrying about the future or the past, okay? And the breath will also help you to remember who you are, the part of you that is calmness, that is spirit, that, yes, we all have times we can get distracted by the physical world and it can make us tense and angry or crazy trying to manage all the details and things going on. But there's also a part of us that is just calmness, and we can reach that state of calmness and knowingness through our breath and that remembrance of who we really are, our connection to spirit. And that's what Michael's urging us to do. And I also feel that card from Michael is about, whatever function or activity you might be involved with other people, to remember just to be yourself. He's like, remember who you are. So, not to have to worry about impressing other people or anything like that. Or, I think that's what I get when I look at that card. He'll help you. He'll help you have the strength to do that. But he's reminding you to be yourself, that you are a human being and not a human doing. Okay. So let's see. I pulled out Colette Baron Reid's cards. I also pulled out the Angels, Gods, and Goddesses deck, because I like this one. And the Thanksgiving holidays, regardless of what countries you celebrate them in, it's about nurturing and about being around family. And that to me felt very feminine and nurturing and goddess-like. So let's see what the messages are from this one for this week. Love Goddesses. What's your message around our Thanksgiving holiday and this coming week? My cat is running all over the house. She's in one of her crazy modes. You know how they do that? They just kind of like, oh, they see something. And, with the dogs, we make that joke. They say, squirrel. But with cats, it's like, you don't know what they see. They all of a sudden just take off and go chasing after something. And send everything flying in the process. Oh, okay. Oh. Okay, so there's a couple of cards that popped out here. Okay, so the first was Goddess of Beauty. You're a wondrous being of light. There is nothing to change or fix. Okay, so it's about, valuing your own inner beauty and yourself the way that you are. And I feel like for some of you, this is reassurance that if you're putting on your holiday dinner and wanting everything to be perfect and really, attractive looking and looking just right, it's a card of reassurance. It's, there really isn't anything to change or fix. It's going to be beautiful as it is. And, this complete butterflies. Transformation butterflies are beautiful. The most beautiful of the insects, I want to say. So it's reminding you of your inner beauty, okay, as well as wanting to have everything, don't worry so much about wanting to have everything perfect on the outside, because it's about family. That was the other card that came out for this week, the Angel of Families. And the angels are surrounding both you and your families at this time. Because I know, the holidays also bring up a lot of, can bring up a lot of emotion for people, a lot of sadness, especially not just the Thanksgiving holiday, but as we enter into this time of year that is about family and is about, it reminds us of those loved ones who have passed. And if you are in your own family going through a difficult time right now, maybe with an illness or something you didn't expect to have to face that affects your immediate family, which some of you may be going through. I know I have a friend that's going through that right now. Know that the angels are surrounding you and your family, okay? And it's about spending time with them and enjoying being with family, and the nurturing that provides, okay? Where's the rest of the card deck? Oh, it's right here. All right, is there any other message that wants to come out with us? They are jumping out today. Okay. And this is a message of healing. It says, the angels have felt your sadness and have shown up today to send you healing. Okay? So there's healing going on for you this week. It can be healing related to your family, or it could be physical healing that has to do with a member of your family. So, and, there may have been that heaviness around that may have had to do with someone's physical or mental illness or something like that, or the fact that you're missing a loved one who's passed over as we enter into the holiday season. And, when this card shows up, and this, more towards the weekend after the holiday, they're letting you know that, you're supported as you go through this time. Sometimes the angels show up as, friends who reach out to say hello to us or do something nice for us when they know that we're having a tough time. But in one form or another, they're showing up to provide you with the nurturing and healing that you need. Okay. So lots of interesting, very apropos message. I want to pull one from Colette Baron Reed's card decks here. The Wisdom of the Oracle. Let's see. All right. What's up this week? Thanksgiving holiday week, and anything else that we need to know is going on for ourselves and the world. When I look at this card again too, what I'm getting is that there's some families who they've been separated for a long time, and this has to do with families who have people in the military that are coming home for the holidays. And maybe it's a surprise, maybe it's happy news. um, and but when I looked at that, I felt like it also had to do with families that have been separated for a long time that are coming together again. Okay, either because they were estranged or there was something that was keeping them apart, a distance thing. So a lot of reuniting, a lot of reuniting going on. Okay. All right. Let's see. I want to make sure that not all of my cards are upside down. Okay. So, what's ahead for this week? Okay, so we got blessed in reverse and protection. Ooh, and between worlds. All right, let's see what these have to tell us. Blessed. So when blessed is in a protection position, okay, it's reminding us of it's bringing a message of humility. Okay, it says you didn't gain this by your own desires or actions. To be who you need to be, you can no longer do what you did. In a way, you have to hit rock bottom, and what is required now is nothing less than surrender. Then you'll be blessed. Okay, so I sort of feel like we might be humbled by something. Okay, it's just the situation that we may encounter is just one that needs a great deal of humility. Okay. And between worlds saying has to do with transitioning. Okay. Transitions. Okay. You're in between, as I mentioned in that December reading, we are in many ways, okay? We are in many ways between worlds right now on many levels, okay? It's at a spiritual level. Our vibration is raising, so as many people would know, they say we're going from 3D to 4D or 5D. So there's a transitioning between like spiritual worlds there. On a physical level, some of us are transitioning between worlds in our job. And even in our political stuff that's going on right now, we are between worlds. I think there's going to be a changeover very soon. And we're coming out of darkness into something that has a lot more light and color to it. Okay? So, but we're in that in-between time right now. And so that blessed card that I know it's saying there's a situation that calls for humility, but I also feel like we might be humbled by something. And anyways, what else is going on? Ooh, okay. Round and round. So, round and round is a card that like with Raziel, who we got for the December reading, okay, we may notice that we're encountering the same things again, the same issues or things like that with people, and or just situations in our life that we seem to keep encountering. That's what round and round is, okay? But each time we see it, we're seeing it from a higher perspective. And as I mentioned in our December reading, we had Archangel Raziel with spiritual understanding overseeing our month. Okay, so we are getting higher perspectives of the patterns that going on in our lives, and the potential to break them. Okay, so round and round is an interesting card that way. The spiritual quality of events: when a lesson isn't quite integrated, cycles you are challenged to break, and revisiting a pattern from a new perspective. Okay, so not in some ways not surprising after a holiday, when you've been around family and you feel like sometimes you can feel like it's the same old, same old. I mean, on one hand, it's nurturing to be with family, but on the other hand, it's kind of like, okay, this is the same old stuff that's been going on. But there's opportunities there to break some of the patterns and see them you're seeing them from a different perspective, and maybe with more compassion, or just better understanding of why it happens the way it does. And that card also, I find, can be an awareness that you keep running things round and round in your head, either with racing thoughts, or you just keep running the same. So it's a reminder to maybe bring your awareness to that, to stop it. Okay, don't keep going around and round with in your head about something. So it's a reminder of cycles too, just cycles that are going on. I mentioned that in the December reading, that we're kind of at the end of I think we're kind of at the end of a cycle. That's kind of like the end of a big chapter in the book of our life. And which is not surprising. That's why the Between Worlds card came up. And, it's the Round and Round card is reminding us of that too, that it's the end of a cycle. Okay. So anyways, those are some of the messages for this week. It's a week of healing, cycles and patterns, and to give your cares and worries. Remember to take time to catch your breath and connect with your breath to remember who you are. So anyways, I wish you a lovely, lovely Thanksgiving and holiday season, and hope to be back on the air again soon. Take care, everyone.